while you've been getting down and out about the liars and the dirty, dirty cheats of the world, you could have been getting down to this.
Today I'm going to be filming a brush collection video. It's been highly requested. 90% of my brushes, 95% of my brushes are e.l.f. brushes. And only a few of them are like eco tools. And then there are like a couple of no names where I honestly don't know where I got them. But yeah, so I'm going to start off with my face brushes. And then I'm going to go to my eyeshadow brushes. And then if there are any other brushes in there that are just kind of miscellaneous, I will show those last. So yeah, let's get started. First up is my e.l.f. complexion brush, if you can see that. This is just like, I use it as a powder brush, ironically, because they have a powder brush and it's not this one. I use this with loose powder or you know, packed powder, and I just kind of use it to buff powder all over my face. From time to time, I will use this one with liquid foundation, but not very often, because I like to kind of buff my foundation in, or to kind of pack it onto areas that need more coverage. And so this one's not really good for that. So I just mainly use this for powder or blending out contour or blush. So that's what I'll use this one for. This one is the e.l.f. powder brush, which I was just talking about. It's a flat top brush, and this is the one I use every single day. It's actually kind of coming apart because I use it so often. But this one I use to put on my liquid foundation, and I use it to buff and blend my foundation really well so that it looks flawless. And I also kind of use like a patting motion to pack the coverage in really well. And so yeah, this is like a brush that everybody should have in their collection. Like it's only $3, so it's cheap, and it works just as well as I imagine a really expensive one would work, but I don't know that yet, so I can't say that for sure. Next we have the e.l.f. angled brush, and as you can see, it is angled and it's like kind of rounded and it's fluffy, and I use this one for contouring. It's perfect, and it's a perfect shape for getting in that hollow of your cheek and getting that perfect shadow underneath your cheek for when you're contouring. And I use this with a powder contour, but I imagine you could use it the same with the cream contour. Next is one of my absolute favorite brushes. I've been saying that about all of these, haven't I? The e.l.f. blush brush. It is so cute, I think. I don't know why I think that, but it's so small. It's dome shaped. I don't know. It's tapered and it perfectly fits on my cheeks. My cheeks aren't huge or anything. They're not like apple shaped or anything. So I just kind of do circular motions, and it applies a perfect amount of product. Before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and say all these face brushes are $3, and I think a lot of the eyeshadow brushes are $3. If you see a white e.l.f. brush, it's going to be $1. Next up in our face brushes is a small stipple brush. They have a normal size stipple brush, but they didn't have it at the location I go to. So the small stipple brush was basically the only one I can find, and I use this for highlighting. It's perfect for the bridge of your nose, going above your eyebrows, under your cheeks. Above your cheeks, above your lip, your chin, of course. Just anywhere you would highlight. It's really soft, and it doesn't pick up a lot of product, or I should say it doesn't pick up too much product. And that's what I love about this one. And you don't want to go overboard with your highlighting, so this one's a good brush to have for that. And then we have this one. This one is not e.l.f. Shocker, I know. This is the Wet n Wild foundation brush. And I do not use this for foundation. Plus it's really tiny, so I'd literally be painting my face for hours trying to get foundation on with this brush. I use this for concealer, to be honest. I use it to blend out any concealer under my eyes. Perfect shape, perfect size for that. I do love this brush for concealer. I wouldn't use it for anything else. I wouldn't recommend it for anything else either. My last face brush is this Eco Tools retractable kabuki brush. Goodness gracious, try saying that 5 times fast. Eco Tools retractable kabuki brush. I got this a long time ago. This is one of my first makeup brushes. And I used to use it for liquid foundation. I used it for powder foundations. I love it. I still love it. I don't really use it that much anymore. It kind of just sits there. If my other brushes are really dirty and I don't feel like using them, I'll use it as like a backup. That's pretty much it. But it's really soft. EcoTools is a great quality of brushes. They're a little more expensive than the e.l.f, but they're not too expensive. They're not like Sonia Kashuk brushes expensive, but they're good. You can find these at Target. You can find all the brushes I got at Target. Now we're moving into eyeshadow brushes, and I will warn you that I have a lot. If you didn't know, e.l.f. has two brush lines. They have the black ones, which are the Studio line, and they have the white ones, which are just like the normal e.l.f. line. Studio is supposed to be like better made, I guess, and so they cost $3 as opposed to the $1 of the white ones. So I'm going to start off with the Studio line, and all the face brushes work from the Studio line. This one is the Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush. And so it's just like really flat. Let me see if I can get it to focus. It's a really flat brush, and it's good for packing color directly onto the lid. And you can also use it in the crease, which it depends on what kind of look I'm going for, whether or not I do that, but I usually just use it to pack color onto the lid. Back to e.l.f. The Flawless Concealer Brush. This is not an eyeshadow brush. This is actually a face brush that I use as an eyeshadow brush. It's supposed to be for concealer, but since I put on my concealer and then I buff it in with the flat top brush, the e.l.f. powder brush, so I don't necessarily need the e.l.f. concealer brush for concealer. What I use it for is to blend out my overall eye look once I'm finished with it, and if it has any harsh edges or anything needs to be blended, I go over with this big, huge, fluffy brush and just blend it out really, really well, because with eyeshadow, the trick is to blend, blend. Courtesy of my girl Shameless Maya. Next up, from the Studio line, let me get all my Studio brushes. Apparently, this is not a this is not an eyeshadow brush either. This is the e.l.f. concealer brush, which I have no idea why. This is like tiny, if it'll focus on this. Let's see. This brush is absolutely tiny, but this is a concealer brush that I use as an eyeshadow brush. I guess I didn't pay attention, but again, I use this to pack color onto the lid and to kind of like blend any color that's on the lid. So that's what I use that for. This is the last one. This is the small angled brush, the e.l.f. small angled brush, and I use two of these. I have two of these brushes. I use one for obviously my brows. I fill it in with I either use a pencil or a powder, and I use a powder from an e.l.f. eyeshadow palette to fill them in. And I have another one that I use for my cream liner. I use the e.l.f. cream liner. And so I have two of these. I use one for my liner. It's amazing, precision, obviously, and you really can't go wrong with them. These are $3. I could not find one of these in the normal e.l.f. brush collection, the white ones, because they'd only be $1, so obviously it'd be good. They have a flat eyeliner brush, so there's no angle, it's just like flat. And I kind of want to try that brush out, but for now, these are the only ones that I have for my brows and my liner. So those are all the Studio brushes. Now I'm going to be showing you the normal e.l.f. line. First, I have this one, which is the e.l.f. Professional. Oh, that's the name of this line, the e.l.f. Professional brushes. I didn't realize that. The e.l.f. Professional Blending Eye Brush. And it's this really fluffy brush that it's really great for getting in the crease and blending out any color in the crease, getting any transition colors, or blending out any color in the corner of your eye. And so I use this to pack on like dark colors in the corner of my eye and blend it out. And I also use it, just all over. This brush is the e.l.f. Professional Smudge Eye Sponge. It's a sponge, not really a brush. I'm not really sure what this is used for. I just use it to smoke out any liner I might have. Like if I put on a pencil eyeliner and I want to smoke it out, that's what I'll use this for. Uh-oh, my camera's going dead. And I'll smoke this out on the bottom and on the top. And that's what I use the e.l.f. Professional Smudge Eye Sponge for. These brush names are killing me, guys. Then we have the e.l.f. Professional Defining Eye Brush. It's an angled eyeshadow brush, and it's good for getting color into the outer corners of your eye. And it's also good for the crease too, so I'll use it for both of those reasons. And then you have the e.l.f. Professional Eyeshadow Brush. This is just another brush that's good for packing color onto the lid. It's a lot like my Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush, so I'm guessing if it says eyeshadow brush is just for putting color on the lid. They're usually really wide and flat, which I love because it's good for just packing a lot of pigment onto the lid. And last but not least, from the e.l.f. Studio line, the e.l.f. Professional line, is the spoolie brush, or they call it the eyelash and brow wand. It's a spoolie brush, as you can see, and I use this when I'm doing my brows. I comb them through before I put any color on them, and then I comb them through afterwards, and then I apply my brow gel. And I also use it for the very front. I kind of like, I don't know, I don't want the front to be as harsh, so I kind of like blend it out with this, I guess. And then I also use it if my mascara is really clumpy and I just kind of want to give it a comb through without putting on any extra, mascara. So I'll use this for that. And it's perfect. Everybody should have a spoolie brush in their collection. This is, of course, all these brushes are just $1. Also, before I move on to the rest of my brushes, I don't have that many after this. I want to talk about 3 brushes I just bought. One of them is another eyeshadow brush, because if I want to put 2 different colors on my lid, I don't want to mix the colors on one brush because I don't want to compromise the pigmentation. So I got another one of those. I got another blending eye brush. I think I showed you one of those. The big fluffy round one that I use for my crease. Got another one of those. And then I got a smaller brush that looks just like the blending eye brush, but it is called the eye crease brush. So it's specifically for the crease. And I figured that this would be good for the crease, and it would also be good for getting color on the outer corners of your eye. So I'm definitely going to be giving those a whirl. Now I'm going to talk about a few Eco Tools brushes, and then after that it's a bunch of miscellaneous, honestly. This brush is the large eye brush, and some of these I might not know the names of because they're like literally like completely faded. You can barely even see it. So this one is large, flat, and fluffy, and it's good for packing color onto the lid. I love this brush. I always use it. Like, no matter what eye look I'm going for, I use this one. And it's also good for blending because of how big and fluffy it is. Another one is the highlighting brush. I believe that's what this says, the highlighting brush. I'm guessing this is good for getting like right up under your brows and highlighting your brow bone. And I kind of use it for that, but I also use it for blending out colors just in my crease and all over. This one is an angled, what does it say? I think it says angled crease. The angled crease brush is good for getting in the crease, and I also use it on the outer corner of my eye, and I use it for blending also. This one is the Petite Eye Shading Brush. So I'm guessing this is just good for getting color on the lid, but it's like really tiny. This one is a smudge brush. So it'd be good for smudging out any eyeliner you're wearing. I personally use it for highlighting on the inner corners of my eye. I take like a really light shimmery shade and highlight the inner corners of my eyes. I can also use it right up under my brows as a highlighter there. Let's see. Here's some miscellaneous brushes. I honestly don't know what brand these are or the names of them. This one was a brow brush and comb, but I kind of broke the comb part and I don't really use it, so. This one is, honestly, I don't know what this is. It's just kind of flat and it's kind of flimsy. I don't really use it either. This one's an angled brush. I use it for eyeliner or my brows if I'm not using one of the other ones. This one is another angled brush. This one's a little thicker and a little sturdier than the other one I just showed you. and I use this one for also my brows or my eyeliner, depending on, you know, whether or not I'm using the other two brushes. And this one, I'm guessing it's like a lip brush because of the shape and the flatness of it. It works really well as a lip brush, and that's what I use it for. If I do decide to use it, I normally don't use a lip brush at all because, you know, it's easy to just kind of put on lip product from the bullet. That is basically all my brushes, unless you count like the little brushes that come in your little blush palettes. That's basically all I have for you guys. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this video helped you if you were needing to find cheaper brushes and didn't know what to buy or why to buy a certain brush. If you liked it, leave a like down below. Make sure to share this video. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions for me. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at @lovebliss. And I will see you guys in the next one.